Well, hello and welcome to this English lesson about everyday English phrases. These are phrases that I use every day as a native English speaker. And the first two phrases I want to teach you are phrases we would use when talking about the grocery store. I would probably say to someone, I need to get groceries, or I need to pick up a few things. The second one is actually quite common. If I was at work and someone said, what are you doing after work? I could say, oh, I need to go to the grocery store because I need to get groceries, or I'm going to go to the grocery store because I need to pick up a few things. So those are two common everyday English phrases that I use, well, at least on the days when I go to the grocery store. Before we continue with the lesson though, I do want to thank Preply, the sponsor of this video. If you're looking for someone to help you take your English learning to the next level, in my opinion, Preply is a great place to find someone to help you do just that. And if you use the link in the description below today, you'll get 50% off your first lesson. So behind me is a coffee shop, and there are a couple of phrases that you would use when talking about a coffee shop. And you would mostly use these two phrases in the morning. People do usually go to a coffee shop on their way to work or on their way to school, so these two phrases work best in the morning. You might say to someone, I'm going to grab a coffee. In English, for some reason, we use the verb grab for a variety of things, but that is the correct way to say it. I'm going to grab a coffee at the coffee shop. Or because it's morning and maybe you didn't eat at home, you might say, I'm going to get breakfast. And there's a couple other phrases I'm going to teach you. You could say, I'm going to go through the drive-thru. So you're going to use your car to go through the drive-thru. Or you might just say to someone, I'm going to go in, which means you're going to get out of your car and go in. So a few phrases to use at the coffee shop. I'm going to grab a coffee. I'm going to get breakfast. I'm going to go through the drive-thru, or I'm going to go in. So behind me, we have a gas station. When you go to the gas station, there's a few phrases that you would use to talk about that. You would say, I'm going to the gas station to fill up my car. I'm going to the gas station to get gas. By the way, when you say you're going to fill up your car, it's just understood that you're getting gasoline, that you're getting gas. You might go to the gas station to pump up your tires. So we have a little air pump here. You might go to the gas station to pump up your tires. And some people, when they're at the gas station, they decide to check their oil. So they open the hood of their car and they pull out the dipstick and they check to make sure it has enough oil in it. So when you go to the gas station, you might go to get gas, you might go to fill up, you might go to check your oil, or you might go to pump up your tires. Now, there are a couple of phrases you would use when talking about a bank, and there's a couple variations of each phrase. You might go to a bank to withdraw money or to make a withdrawal. We use both phrases pretty much interchangeably. You might also go to the bank to deposit money or to make a deposit. Sorry, I was trying to make sure I said them in the same order. So two phrases, actually four phrases that you can use when talking about the bank. You might go to the bank to deposit money or to make a deposit. You might go to the bank to withdraw money or to make a withdrawal. So behind me, there's a post office, and there are a couple of phrases that you would use when talking about a post office. You might go to the post office to send a letter. You might have written a letter to someone and you go to the post office to send that letter to someone. Or you might go to the post office to get your mail or to pick up your mail. I have a post office box in the post office. So sometimes I go to the post office to get my mail or to pick up my mail. So two phrases you can use at the post office. You can go there to send a letter. Wait, is that actually three phrases? Yes, that's three phrases. You can go there to send a letter, you can go there to get your mail, or you can go there to pick up your mail. Now, of course, you can only get your mail or pick up your mail if you have a post office box in the post office. Some people get their mail delivered straight to their house. That's much handier. Before we continue with the English lesson, I do want to once again thank Preply, the sponsor of this video. If you're looking for a way to practice everyday English phrases like the ones you're learning today in this lesson, Preply is a great place to find a tutor to help you do just that. In fact, that is a great way to help you remember new words and phrases. If you watch a YouTube video and you learn some new words and phrases, you can send a list of those words and phrases to your Preply partner, and they can help you practice them in your next conversation. And if you don't know what Preply is a place where you can find an English tutor who will help you with your specific English learning needs. If you're learning English because you're going to go study in an English-speaking country, maybe you're going to travel to an English-speaking country, maybe you need to improve your English because you work in the world of business, whatever your reason, Preply has a tutor who can tailor lessons to your specific needs. So if you use the link in the description below today, you can get 50% off your first lesson at Preply, and I'm sure you'll find a tutor there to help you with what you need. So I'm standing in a parking lot, and one of the things you will most likely do if you're visiting any of the places I'm talking about today is you're going to find a parking spot and then you are going to park your car. So those are two phrases you would use when talking about a parking lot. When you arrive at a place like this, when you're going to the pharmacy or you're going to the coffee shop, the very first thing you will most likely need to do if you're driving a car is you need to find a parking spot and then you need to park your car. And then you can go and do all of your errands and visit the places you need to go to. And then when you come back, your car will be safely in the parking spot where you put it. So two phrases for a parking lot: you need to find a parking spot and then you need to park your car. So the next phrase I want to teach you is a phrase you'll use when talking about a drugstore or pharmacy. If you go to the doctor and if you're sick and the doctor decides you need medicine, you will get a prescription. A prescription is permission for the pharmacy or drugstore to give you that medicine. And so the phrase you'll use is that you go to the drugstore to pick up a prescription. The drugstore gets the information from the doctor, they put the medicine in a bottle, and you go to the drugstore to pick up a prescription. So if you're talking about a drugstore, you might say to someone, I have to go to the pharmacy or I have to go to the drugstore to pick up a prescription. Another type of place you might go to once a week or even every day is a place called a convenience store, or we sometimes call it a variety store. This is a place where you go to buy something because you're in a hurry. And the phrase we often use is to grab something quick. I'm going to go to the convenience store and grab something quick because I'm in a hurry and I want to buy something very, very quickly. I don't want to go to a big grocery store and walk all over the place. I just want a bottle of pop and a chocolate bar. I'm going to go to the convenience store and grab something quick. So that's the phrase I would use when talking about a convenience store. I'm going to go to the convenience store and grab something quick because I'm in a hurry. So there are two phrases that you might use when you're talking about a park. The first phrase you might use is actually two phrases together. You might say, I'm going to go to the park to sit and relax. So you might go to the park to sit on a park bench and to relax. Maybe at lunch, you leave work and you go to the park to sit and relax during your lunch break. And then the second phrase that I can think of is to walk your dog. If you are someone that owns a dog, you might come to the park to walk your dog. It's a big open green space. As long as your dog's on a leash, you're allowed usually to walk your dog at a park. So two phrases you can use when talking about a park. You might come here to sit and relax, or you might come here to walk your dog. Maybe you're someone who likes to work out. Maybe you like to stay in shape. You like to be fit. And in that case, you would go to the gym. And there's a few phrases we use when talking about the gym. You might say, I'm going to go work out. That means you're going to go to the gym and do a whole bunch of different exercises. If you are really into building muscle, you might say, I'm going to go lift weights. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to work out. I'm going to go lift weights. And maybe you go to the gym to take a class. Maybe you're taking a fitness class at the gym. So three different phrases. I think there's actually a fourth one in there somewhere. You might go to the gym to work out. You might go to the gym to take a class. You might go to the gym to lift weights. So behind me is our local library, and there are three phrases you can use when talking about the library. By the way, the library is the place where there's lots of books, and you can go to the library to check out a book, or to borrow a book, or to return a book. So when you check out a book or borrow a book, it means the library lends you the book. It lets you have the book for a little while. And then when you're done, you need to return the book. So three phrases you can use to talk about the library. You can go to the library to check out a book, to borrow a book, or maybe you're done reading the book and you need to return the book. Well, thank you so much for watching this English lesson where I hope you were able to learn some new everyday English phrases that you can use in your next English conversation. And maybe that conversation will be with a tutor from Preply. Again, I highly recommend that you use the link in the description below today to get 50% off your first lesson from Preply. And I'm sure you'll find a tutor there that can help you improve your English in the way you want to improve it. Thanks again for watching. If this is your first time here, don't forget to click that red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment. I always love reading them. And I'll see you next week with another English lesson. Bye.